Hi everyone, this is Ray, or some of you might know me as Tiki with Ray, and today I am in Victoria, BC, Canada. I took the Clipper all the way up from Seattle. I took a 3-hour boat ride to come visit you all.
You made it.
And I am more than honored
right?
to be here. And I'm staying with Jim and Mary Ellen, who I've known for a couple years now, actually.
Yep.
And now I have my newfound friends here. Can you introduce yourselves to the camera, please?
Yeah, my name is Ron Cunningham from Victoria, BC.
And I'm Lori Cunningham, and this is Sassy.
Sassy's here.
And Sassy is Tiki.
Yeah.
That's a Tiki dog.
Hawaiian.
She's got her
It's Hawaiian
t-shirt.
for Tiki.
And we're in your home tiki barn. What's the name of your tiki barn?
Our tiki bar is called the Lower Lanai Tiki Hut.
It's a lot larger than a hut.
Maybe a little play on words there.
The bar's the hut.
Your hut is bigger than my apartment in Seattle. So just saying. So when I'm up here, I love getting people's stories. I love origin stories. How did you get into tiki? What was the spark? What happened?
Right.
And we were talking. And the interesting thing is, kind of both your stories collide and intersect. Like one doesn't happen without the other. Mm-hmm. Jim and all of you.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this is the topic. This is the topic because it's like I'd love to get your story, but your story involves these two.
Each other. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah.
And
I think tiki for me started in the 70s when I used to go quite a bit to Hawaii with my uncles. And, the international marketplace used to be a place that had, carvers and artisans in it and whatnot. And I'd sit there for hours and watch these guys carving their tikis. And I just thought that was the most fantastic thing ever, was to sit there and watch these guys create these things. And I think that's where mine started. And that was the first time I ever brought anything home. Wow. And then subsequent years I would go after that, and then it just got out of control. And things got, the collection started to mount, and it got to the point where it got to be too much, and things were going away and being hidden, and that wasn't good either for me, So
And you work construction. You appreciate woodwork and that sort of thing as well.
That aspect of it. Yeah, so that's how I started. And our honeymoon was in Hawaii. That's where we.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
35 years ago.
35
No,
years
we celebrated 35.
Well, congratulations.
This year,
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to go for your honeymoon in Hawaii?
Well, I wanted to go because I'd never been.
Oh.
And he'd been 10 times.
So he didn't.
With his uncles. So it was like my turn.
You're like, are you ever going to take me to Hawaii or not?
Only if you marry me.
Oh, well, I don't know. We need a good reason, right?
Exactly.
How about our anniversary?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
got an idea.
Yeah.
We used to go because of the Hawaii Five-0 TV show in the 70s.
No, not because you guys got married.
No, I'm not there at all.
We needed somewhere close
Yeah,
for a
somewhere
honeymoon,
close.
and it worked out perfect.
Yeah, worked out really
So it's been in your blood since the 70s.
It has. Yeah, it really has. That's really kicked the whole thing off. And then I always was a thrift store person. My mother used to take us all the time and go to thrift stores when we were younger. So I was always in them. I always was drawn to them.
Yeah.
And, even 10 years ago, you could still find a lot of these things in local thrift stores. It was great. At incredibly low prices, But I was doing it 30 years, prior to that even, going to these thrift stores. So, but that part of it sure has changed a lot. Yeah.
Well, when do you... So, the thing that always blows my mind, I mean, like one thing... we're here in Victoria, and you were always sending me pictures. Like, I found this today. I found this today. I found this today. Where? At a Goodwill, like, or at a Value Village. You're like, you're like, what? And it's like, how is he? First of all, how is there that much Hawaii and like tiki stuff out there? And like, that just blows my mind. It just shows you like how popular it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then
Ron's better than me. He sends me his finds.
Oh.
And I send him his finds. So it's, between the two of us, we're amazed about how much stuff we have gathered that's out there.
I also think there's so many people like all of us that buy that wonderful souvenir from Hawaii. They put it up for 2, 4, 5 years, and then they remodel or they get in relationships and it doesn't work, and they have to part with it. Well, we're there to take
That's
it,
where
right?
we come in.
But it goes to show you the romanticism of Hawaii and tiki, and so on. Like I think a lot of people have it in their core. They just don't know how to display it.
Yeah.
So we're there to help them.
We're there to help them display that. Yeah. We're the savers of all of that.
Yeah.
So it makes the question I wonder is like, so obviously there was a point where it was all this was very, very popular because obviously people were buying this stuff. And when do you think it got to the point where people didn't care about it so much because you started seeing all these tikis and all this other stuff on the shelves at the Value Village? So when do you think that happened? Like 70s, 80s, 90s?
I think it was probably something happened in the 90s. Yeah, that's when I used to see a lot of tiki mugs.
Yeah.
A lot of tiki mugs were appearing in thrift stores, at very incredibly, $3 and $4 kind of thing. So that's when I started, either people were clearing out things they weren't, just happened not to be using anymore. Yeah. Tiki did sort of go through a phase where it was really obscure, unless you were really a traditional tiki bar, a long time standing, there was really no new tiki bars being built. More were closing down than were opening up. So it did go through a down phase, I think, and I think that was through the 90s.
I think you said that there was a tiki bar in Victoria.
Yeah, Ron actually was at it as when he was younger.
Yeah, it's called the Beachcomber here in Victoria. That was a franchise in Canada. So
it was a Canadian franchise.
It was, yeah.
Okay, so because I was wondering, because there's that documentary, My Ties, Tikis and Tukes, where they go. I think it's a Beachcomber that's on the other side of Canada.
Yeah, I think it's in
Manitoba.
Yeah.
So that would have been the same chain?
Yeah, same chain.
Oh, okay,
So it was
all
in
right.
Toronto, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Victoria.
So when do you think that shut down?
I wasn't not that old, so it probably shut down in the late 70s, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my God, late 70s.
Yeah, so and that's our public library now sits where
History.
So now people are getting educated.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I used to drink zombies here.
In that corner over there, yeah.
It was always a place to go for birthdays, family birthdays, and it was a fun place to go. Everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because it was set up like you were, in a little escapist place and on the beach in Hawaii or something. It was great.
And then that shut down, and that was it as far as tiki
That was
bars are
it.
concerned.
That was it.
Until more recently, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
But a year ago, just over a year ago,
Yeah.
you had nothing.
Just coming out of COVID, that was the
And now you guys do have a tiki bar.
Yeah.
What's that tiki bar?
Tora Tiki.
Tora
Finally,
Tiki.
finally.
Let's get into the meat of this.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
How did let's hear the story between you two guys.
Yeah.
How this kind of came to be.
It was rather odd, actually, how that happened. My sister and I used to go and frequent some mid-century sales and things like that. So we got to the point where we both had collections and over-collected. And we
Over-collected?
We over-collected.
Can that happen?
Yeah.
Can we?
Is that a thing?
It's a thing.
That we have tended to do in the past. So we both decided let's we'll buy a table at one of these events.
Yeah.
So they had it down here at the conference center.
No, to sell your stuff.
To sell our own.
Oh, you're
stuff.
you're like, all right, let's cash out.
Let's cash out, exactly. And I was sort of at the stage where I was like, I'd done tiki a long time.
Yeah.
I've been collecting a long time, and there was nothing really taking it to the next level ever.
Yeah.
So I
They're never gonna build another tiki bar in Victoria,
happen.
and you believe me, I know.
yeah.
Going to Hawaii again.
So my resurgence back into tiki is actually Jim's fault. It's all Jim's fault.
right.
All right.
So we had said, I took about, maybe 10 mugs that I was going to sell that day. And he had gone to that event with another friend, specifically looking for tiki
Well, you had
stuff.
clothing, too. You had clothing,
Yeah, I had
you had
shirts.
stuff.
Yeah, the ship's lantern. It
Yeah,
was
you had
big,
stuff.
a big
I had
lantern.
lots of stuff. And Jim decided to clean me out.
Did he really?
He took it all. And then he came back the next day and took everything else that I had. So I said, wait a minute. I don't maybe
popular.
really
Why
want
is
to part
this so
with all of it.
popular?
I just kind of we've had fun sometimes where we said let's buy a booth in one of these places and put all our best tiki stuff out there and just tell everybody it's not for sale.
Display only.
It's just
Display
Show,
only.
it's called showing off.
We won't do it.
NFS.
So we exchanged numbers and we're just every time we'd find something, we had a friendly little competition going back. Hey, look what I found! Hey, look what I found! This kind of thing going back and forth. So then you start to frequent these places more often. And see, I better get it before Jim gets it, because Jim's was retired. He's still retired. And
So are you still retired?
He's still retired, and I was still working. So I had to, mind you, I get around town all day, all the time. So we had to go more often than we ever had before. So that's why you can see these accumulations of.
It was game on.
It was game on. Yeah, it really was. But all friendly all the time. So we'd meet for coffee and show the the latest finds and all that kind of
Albums.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Jim, what did you get this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got this.
Well, it inspires you because you know it's still out there.
You got that.
Because I was just asking Ron, how did that all happen? And of course, what happened just before I met him, we went to Viva Las Vegas for the first time in April 2018.
Yeah.
That's when I saw Frankie's Tiki Room for the first time. And I thought, oh yeah, Frankie's Tiki Room. You know what? We should try to get some tiki thing going on.
Yeah.
And that was in April.
Get her tiki.
When we
on.
came back, I forget, it was just when it was getting warm, maybe a month or two after we get back is when he went to that sale. And we went in there, and he's the first guy that I've ever been able to buy tiki stuff from because we were still hot and heavy from Vegas.
Yeah.
So when I saw his stuff, I thought, I'll buy it all. I left him one piece that he begged me to let him. Because
I priced it like
yeah,
the not for sale.
I don't want to ruin it for the next day, and I come back and cleaned them out again. And I told Mariel, I got a live one here. We want to get in. This guy's getting out because his wife's making him. So we're going to clean it.
This old guy's getting out of tiki.
Yeah.
We need to go there. We need to get all his stuff.
Yes, that's exactly how it started. And then I didn't realize he was going out, and I thought, well, is there anything more? And then all of a sudden he put the brakes on, and he's back in. But I did get the stuff.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't met Ron, I don't know where we would have gone because I didn't know anybody had tikis for sale.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he knew, so he kind of gave me his knowledge, and his exposure is what set off on the way to doing it. But without Ron, I'm not sure how it would have turned out.
But you started your tiki bar first. Then in
Yep.
2019, we met our friends from Australia in November. We went to the Alibi. We went to Halle Pally.
That's right.
Because we met them and had a great time. And you guys had started your bar, and we went, we can do this too.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That was it. And it was a COVID thing.
Yeah.
It was kept us busy.
By the way, the Alibi is
Amazing.
unbelievable.
Oh, I love the Alibi and Holly Pally.
Yeah.
You know,
Still
the
haven't
Alpha and
been.
Omega for me.
Yeah. Oh.
Still haven't been. I have a mug
Yeah.
from the Alibi that Ron brought back for me. That's the only piece of the Alibi.
So wait, hold
I've
on. You
got.
had all this tiki stuff or all this Hawaiiana stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But you never like had a bar or anything like that.
Never did. No.
No,
I
we had
my
this
office,
was a sports bar.
which now is
You never
the-
like, I should do something with that.
Yeah, my office is now the lower lounge, not my office anymore, and that was where it was all stayed. And this part of the bar was more of a sports bar. with
Joe
a big
Montana
screen.
got the boot. He's in
Joe
the,
Montana
he's in the
poster.
bedroom now.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
you.
Not literally.
No, but figured.
This photo.
So was it going to the Alibi that sparked your interest to do the
No,
bar?
these guys.
Or was it Jim?
It was Jim. It
Yeah.
was Jim. It was,
Well,
it was
Jim,
friendship.
Well, if Jim could build a tiki bar,
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
friendship.
we
first,
need
I
to
think.
build a tiki
But
bar.
that just
Bigger and better.
seeing more,
Yeah,
getting
bigger
more
and better,
opportunity
right?
because
Bigger
there's
and
some in
better.
Hawaii too. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, like you have a very large. Well, it's interesting. I mean, so it looks like it's kind of like two rooms, kind of open.
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of, combined it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
we're in. This is the basement of your bar.
Correct.
And then you have your bar here that you built yourself.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
And then we're chilling out at a table over here. But as I'm looking over here, I'm looking at a giant velvet.
A mural. I
Is it the
guess.
largest velvet painting ever, or what?
Yeah, I think so.
The
Yeah,
stage,
it's
right?
like
The
it's like
backdrop.
12 by 8. Yeah, 12 feet by 8 feet. Yeah,
It's hiding a window to keep it nice and
That's-
Oh, is there a window
dark
there?
in
There's a
here.
window back there. Yeah.
I would have never have known.
That's the rule. Right? No
So
windows.
how did you find that thing?
That was.
Oh, that's
That's
another Jim story.
Yeah, I had gone to buy some albums from this fella, local guy, Brian. He was a really super nice guy.
Polynesian
And,
album.
Yeah, a bunch of Polynesian albums.
Yeah.
I ended up buying, I don't know, 20. He was moving.
Yep.
Had to downsize his record collection, and happened to buy about 20 albums from him that day. And in his office,
20 albums.
Yeah, 20
Yeah, well,
albums.
he had
You guys
hundreds.
go big.
He had
Oh,
hundreds.
I'll
of
take
them.
all your tiki stuff.
Yeah, I've always
Jim
said.
tried.
All in.
I always tell Jim he can't outspend me. I always.
I'm starting to believe it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So
He
he
leaves
had
me a
this
few
in
crumbs.
His office. Yeah, hanging on. He was.
So I
covering-
went and saw this guy. I bought 20 albums from him. There's 3 left if you want them.
Do you want the
Oh, thanks.
Would you like the number?
There, and
Yeah,
there was.
That's exactly how it was.
That's not too far off.
Yeah, I'm here to get the rest of the records that Ron didn't buy.
Yeah, that's not too far off.
Oh yeah, did Ron let you know that he bought the mural? It's huge. It's like, I love it.
Yeah, it's huge. It's great.
signed.
Yeah, yeah. It was done in the '80s by a airbrush artist, and this fella used it as a backdrop. Yeah, Brian would tell stories, sing Hawaiian songs, play the ukulele, and this was his stage equipment.
And then is that where you go, where you brag to Jim about all the good, cool tiki stuff that you have?
Yeah. Then I did.
Well, Jim,
Yeah.
let me tell you about some more tiki stuff
Yeah.
that I got that you didn't.
Well, I would
yes,
I
they
take
do
pictures
that.
of it all,
Yeah.
and then I just send them to them one at a time.
They
Yeah.
buzz
Kind
each
of.
other.
And I forgot.
Oh,
about
and this too.
It
Oh,
was-
and this.
it would
Oh, I
be
forgot.
nice to-
See,
You know,
Oh, I
you know what'd be
forgot.
funny if you could do it where, like, you know, like back in the 90s, like, but when in the interface, it would take forever for like a picture to like.
Right.
It slowly comes down.
So you have it, you're sending these pictures, you're like, Jim's like, oh, that looks like dark wood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's like
starts
getting
with a W.
Starts with a W.
almost.
Oh,
No, he does do
is
it.
that's not a tiki? Yeah, that's a Wicco tiki.
No, but what he does.
No, wait, that's
Yeah.
a fountain.
Oh yes.
No, he has a.
It would be
He
torture.
has a way of doing that because what he does is he shows me, right? And the
He
stuff.
sends it to you like when he has low cell phone reception.
No, what he does is he sends me pictures, right? And you'll start with the small stuff and they escalate. So he'll go this, and then there's that, and then there's this, and now we're wise. So like, oh, here we go. So we're sitting there looking at these pictures, this, and it's like, then there's a pause. And the thought, oh, wait, here it comes.
There's more.
And then sometimes he waits a few minutes. Oh, almost forgot. Boom. I knew it. And then somebody hit me again. Boom. It's even bigger. And we're like, okay, Ron. And,
Well-
and all you see is a little giggle thing.
Or something. You got to come over and have a drink. We got to show you this one.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
And we're not filming this one.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
coming
Oh, there's
over.
just this.
Yeah.
It says you can send 8 pictures at once. There's no fun in that.
Every one picture. So I was teasing.
No, you're almost true.
I was
actually.
literally teasing about one of the pieces that you just recently
Yes.
got.
Yeah.
What did you get? And it's outside.
The fountain, the Whitco fountain.
You literally found a Wicco fountain
Fabulous.
Yeah.
in perfect shape.
It had been kept inside its entire life.
Yeah.
And this one fella had owned it. He had a tiki bar. He had passed away, so I was in touch with the estate. And they sold me about 25 pieces out of the estate. So it was a couple of, original Disney from we're assuming the 60s.
Yeah, the ones that are over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one in the corner, the two on the wall, on either side of the Outrigger Whitco in the lower in the lounge. And mugs.
So was that a long day, Jim? When you...
That was a long day.
That wasn't.
Here we go, Mary Ellen. 24 pictures coming.
Pretty much.
We had to sit down for that one.
Well,
I
Jim
had
was
to pour
having fun
Jim a
at Deuce
drink.
Days on that particular day. When
was
Ron
working.
was shopping
That's
on the
right.
mainland.
But here's
for
the
that.
order. Here's the order I sent it to. I sent the picture
Yeah.
to Jim first,
Yeah.
and then Heather. So she was second on the list.
Oh.
So Jim was
Aw, there you go. There's friends.
No, there you go.
There's love. Can you feel the love?
Yeah, we've had some fun,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we talk about just meeting, 4 years ago, and, become very good friends. And we talk
Traveling
about the
together.
Tiki Ohana. We all just got back, from Hawaii last month and spent 10 great days. And,
Going to Tiki
and
bars and La Mariana
Yeah.
and Skull and Crown.
so we've been
All the
really
stuff.
lucky. It's been a
Yeah.
great,
But who knows if we hadn't have met under those circumstances
Would we
where
do-
we'd
would
all
we
be
do
now.
it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it would have turned out.
yeah.
No, you'd all be into tiki, but maybe you wouldn't have as much.
Maybe, or
Probably not.
I don't know.
Or as many memories. There was much fun.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But no, it's been good. But we don't look at it as competition.
No.
I look at it as it's just
Staying in
I don't know.
the
It keeps you
family.
interested
Staying in
because
the
he
family.
finds something, I find something. It's still out there. And then we have our dry periods where you see nothing, and then we think maybe it's over, maybe it's not, and then
Maybe
all of a
that's it.
sudden,
Maybe there's no
one of
more.
us will hit it and it'll spark it up again.
Yeah.
So it to have others that keep doing it, it keeps it going rather than just nothing.
And Victoria
flat.
seems to be a hotbed of this
Yeah.
type of.
Comes in cycles.
Well,
it
the
seems like.
interesting thing is, you found a Wicco Outrigger
Yeah. Across the
across the street from your house.
Yeah.
So what's the story with that?
And those folks had apparently, according to the daughter, had hung on the wall above the staircase for 30 years in her parents' house. Her parents' house, they had to be moved into
Yeah.
more care. She was out selling the house, and Lori goes, "What? Out in front of our house, there's no parking. We have one of those areas
Yeah.
where there's no pull-off areas." So she goes, "Well, people are parking on the road across the street." And I go, "What are they doing?" And I look out the
And
window.
there's balloons.
And there's balloons. I'm like,
What's going
balloons? So I'm like, I throw stuff on. I head across the road because I knew that Whitco was there. I told Jim about it earlier. So I go up the stairs and I look, and it's not there. It's not hanging on the wall where I knew it had been there before.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, somebody got it. So I walked around a bit, and I walked down the hall, and it was blocking. It was they'd taken it off the wall, and it was blocking the door to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, there it is. And as I walk up to it, there's this piece of tape on top of it. I'm like, oh, it's going to say sold or something on it. And I looked at it, and it said $75 OBO.
Right across.
And you're like,
he paid
not only am I getting this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it for cheaper than $75.
No,
So I didn't. I
No, you
walked
didn't
up to
try
it,
it.
and I picked it. They're
He was
heavy.
too
They're-
excited.
They're like 6 feet, 5 to 6 feet long.
That's
those
huge.
things. They're huge.
Oh, it's huge. It takes a lot of room in there.
Yeah, so I picked it up, and I'm like, I'm taking it out, and I'm walking down the stairs with it, and she says, oh, do you like that? And I go, and I said, I love it. Yeah.
No, or
this
did
is
you
great.
play? Well, I don't know.
I
you
know,
know.
and I said,
I'm looking
she
for
said-
something to cover my walls.
And she goes, well, I think my father said a friend of the family made that, and I'm like, I don't think so. So I said 75, and she goes, yeah. And she said that'd be good. Yeah. So I go to hand her the $75, and my hand is like,
You're trying to
I'm
be.
trying not to shake.
You're trying to be Joe Cool, like
That's right. I was.
7.5.
So I gave her. So I quickly pulled my hand back because I
Okay,
grabbed it out the door.
I picture Ron
Running,
like duck wallowing across the street with this thing, like
looking over his
Honey, I'm
shoulder.
home.
Yeah, looking over his shoulder.
like yakety sax is playing.
And then we hung it up outside because
Hung it
it
up
was
outside.
summer. And we've got the outdoor patio and stuff, and invited these guys over to
These
see
guys
it.
over.
They were the first
That
ones
was
to
awesome.
see
Mary
it.
Ellen saw it first, and Jim didn't notice it. And Mary Ellen's like,
The first thing
Oh,
I
Jim
thought,
turns around. He goes, I knew it.
yeah,
I knew I'd get it.
I thought, why does this surprise me?
I just think it'd been funny. Like I'm just picturing like you being like all nervous and trying to keep it cool and shaky.
Yeah.
It's like to buy the Whitco,
Yeah.
but then like another Ron like on your couch. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna send this
Jim.
picture to Jim. Oh,
How do you make it go slower?
Yeah,
Someone
just
needs
say
to-
one letter at a time.
So
Ron is typing.
But you know what? I mean, all joking aside, I really think. But I mean, what's awesome though, and this is the thing, you guys, all of us, we're all saving
Yeah,
all the like whether it's Wicca, whether it's Tiki's, whether it's Hawaiiana, whether it's a large ass velvet painting that's larger than the wall of my
nudies.
apartment. You know, the point is, it's like if it wasn't for this, a lot of this stuff would have been thrown away.
That's right.
sure.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about like say like that, like say when you went to the estate sale and you got the Wicca fountain.
Yeah.
Like say hypothetically she never got rid of it, like it was just wasn't able to sell for some reason.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
She might have been like taking the
Put it by the curb or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
There's a lot of that does happen.
Yeah, because disassembled, it doesn't look like much.
Yeah.
You know, the Whitco fountain. If you just disassembled it and put it on the side of the road,
It's just hunks
you know.
of wood.
Like
But when
chunks
you-
of darkwood.
But when you
Yep.
set it up, and I didn't have to change the pump. This thing hadn't
That worked.
operated in over 20 years.
Yeah.
And I just plugged it in and away it went.
So everyone out there, if you see Tiki, buy it.
Well, before Ron and
Phone
Jim.
us.
But more importantly,
Text us.
brag to your friends and send them one picture at a time. Thank you all for coming on the
thanks,
show.
Ray.
Right.
We got some drinking to do. So
Mahalo.
So-
mahalo, cheers,
and all that other shit.
and all that other shit. Other horse shit. That's an inside joke, and we're not going to go down that road. Want to support the Tiki with Ray show and look cool doing it at the same time? Then head over to tikiwithray.com and buy yourself a Tiki with Ray shirt. They're only $20. Tony Canepa did the design, and they're screen printed in America.